It's Sunday. It's actually Mother's Day, and it's a long day for me who's not a mom. I'm a fur mom, so I don't know if we're gonna count that. Now, what's making us busy today? First thing is we are going ahead with our ocular for the venue again because we haven't finished all of the spots here. Like, we have an idea of where we're going to visit, but we don't know if, you know, if we're going to like the place or anything like that. I just have on like a long cropped white tee from Uniqlo, and like boyfriend jeans from Uniqlo, and just like slides. Like, that's it. That's all I'm wearing. And what's going to be super difficult today, or making it a longer day than usual, a busier day than usual, is that we're bringing Himera in for a C-section. She's pregnant. She's due today, and I'm being cautious because the daddy is a beagle and she might not be able to deliver on her own, and I just get super paranoid and anxious. Like, what if she delivers, but mid-delivery there's a big puppy that she can't do, so we have to find an emergency C-section? Or what if we don't know if there's still some puppy left inside? So yeah, that's what's going on in my brain. So I would rather have her go through a C-section. We are going to have them in this little container. So I don't know how many puppies there, if they will fit. I think from the ultrasound and the x-ray that was done, there were 4 puppies. So that's the estimate that we have right now. And yeah, so again, we are putting the puppies in this container because I think it's just going to be more sturdy than putting them in some sort of dog bed, just for transport, of course. So it's just gonna be like that, but just gonna bring some extra pee pads. I'm gonna put this in the living room. This is why this camera is such a pain to me, because 1, I like the clarity of it, but 2, I have to like figure out the coloring, so that sucks. Anyway, I have contacts on because if I wear makeup, or at least right now, I know my glasses are going to disturb my makeup. It won't be fun for anyone. I'm gonna put on my sunscreen. I use the Bahannahpie Essence sunscreen. I feel like it is lightweight on me. Like, it's not super greasy. That's what I feel. My sister says that it's still greasy on her. So I don't know. Did I just become more of a dry girly? Okay, so I'm using a different camera at the moment because I felt like the gimbal was, I don't know, I feel like although it's like on the go and super like ready and stuff, I feel like it still has a case, so maybe that's why I wasn't super confident in filming. Anyway, my phone is in the office because I'm charging it, and honestly I'm hungry, but I don't know if we have time to eat. So we're gonna have to leave Nick's home alone because again, we're going to bring Mara to the vet, and we have ocular inspections and stuff. We have to do venue visits, so she's gonna be alone, and we haven't left her alone, and super long, like in forever, since we have Mara, I think. Like just a couple of times since we had Mara, when we didn't live together. Tired. Let's get through it. So we're in the car and hectic na midiri kay Nico decided to bring Nixie along, so I don't know how this is going to go down with everything. Nixie hasn't drank food ba ya, babe? Could be siya inom. And it's super hot, so it's all tiny. Anyway, we'll get a polymedic because we don't have money to pay the vet. So Mama, naka-Happy Mother's Day! So we're back home. It's like 11 plus, and I'm just gonna give you a little bit of the nitty-gritty on stuff that happened today, which is a lot, but not a lot. So in summary, we brought Mara to the vet for a scheduled cesarean, and we left her there, and she was so cute when she was doped up on sedatives. And so yeah, we left her and went with our ocular for the wedding venue. Like the first venue that we went to, they wouldn't accommodate us because it's a Sunday. So the second venue that we went to is kind of like okay, but yeah, we would have to look for specific parts there. But we got to the third venue, and just as we arrived at the third venue, I got a call from the vet saying that Mara is ready to be picked up. And so we were kind of rushing already, and I was told that there were 5 puppies and that they were all black. 4 boys and 1 girl. And in Mara's litter, there's 4 of them, and then they were all buff or yellow. And there was only 1 girl, which is Mara. So that was that. I was excited to pick her up. I was not excited the whole day at all for the delivery, the surgery, or the puppies at all. So like I wasn't excited at all. But when I got the call was when I was so hyped up and so excited for the puppies and picking her up, seeing how they looked like, seeing how Mara was, checking on her and stuff like that. So I was super excited, and I was rushing on the third, when we were at the third venue. I don't think I even got a clip of the third venue because again, well, because the manager wasn't there. I think she went somewhere, or he or she was out somewhere. It was kind of a bit of a discussion because Louise's family wanted to do a Mother's Day dinner, and we had the pup, so obviously we had to take care of him, and the first feeding would be at 8 p.m. So that I think the vet said the anesthesia and the antibiotics that were initially given would be wearing off, or it would be totally worn off, so it would be safe for the pups to feed by them. I was fine not going, but since he wanted to, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with you, but we need somebody with the puppies. So we messaged his niece, who just lives a few streets away, and she was free, thankfully, so we brought her. We picked her up, her and her daughter, and they were here and they watched the puppies and Mara while we were away. And for the first feeding, she noticed there was one puppy that wasn't feeding. No matter how hard she tried, the puppy wouldn't feed at all. It had its tongue out, stuck out, but it just wouldn't feed. And she noticed that Mara would play bite the puppy until she eventually bit like the arm. She said there was no blood on that arm, but then it looks like there was a dent made, and then Mara would attack that puppy alone, and that Mara would let the other pups feed, but wouldn't let this particular pup feed. And when she said that, I was already kind of preparing myself, because when she said that, I searched and read about feeding puppy, and I was brought back to when our first Cocker Spaniel, Kisses, gave birth to 3 puppies, and each one of them died one day at a time. So that was pretty painful, and that's what we experienced. So I was super heartbroken about that. And so yeah, it made me remember that time. So I was super distraught, but then I was also kind of ready that this particular puppy would not survive, that this puppy, there's a possibility that this puppy wouldn't survive. There's this thing with, I'm not sure if it's the same with other animals, but for dogs, they would be able to sense if a dog is, or like their puppy is sickly or knocking on death's door, and that to me meant that's why this puppy was being attacked by Mara in my head. Because usually yeah, there are mommies, dog moms, that eat their baby if they eat their puppy if they know it's sick and stuff like that, or they would kill their puppy because they know it wouldn't survive. It's just kind of an instinct. So that's what went through my head when I heard that from Louise's niece. And then I asked her, because we have a muzzle, so I told her where it was and asked her to put it on Mara so that she couldn't attack the puppy, and try to feed again, try to have them feed on her. And the puppy, although again wasn't being attacked by Mara already because of the muzzle, he wouldn't feed. So yeah, so he wouldn't feed at all. So it's like, yeah, this puppy is already on its way to heaven, doggy heaven. She told us that the puppy was still breathing, but was weak and no longer like moving around. And then after that, she said that the puppy was no longer responding at all. So yeah, it's pretty sad. But then I just kind of remembered that not a lot of, like, not 100% of the litter, usually they don't survive. Not all puppies survive. I have a couple of sleepless nights, especially him, because it's his responsibility to have the meds in place for Mara, to have the puppies feed. So it's gonna be a really, really long couple of next week. Thank you so much for watching. Send us well wishes on the puppies. Hopefully they're all fine. And more wedding planning stuff. And if you can hear that, those are the puppies. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one.